All righty. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm meteorologist Ryan Kudish, joined by Nathan Himpsel. Once again, how you doing today, brother? How you doing?
Good. It was a rough start to the morning. Had some car troubles,
I
but
heard about that. I was
yeah.
actually driving in, and he's texting me. I was about to turn around and help a brother
I
out,
was
but
like, SOS, I need help. It
yeah,
wasn't that extreme actually. It was just, hey, I'm gonna be late. But
yeah. He straggled in about 30 minutes late. So if you don't like the show today, blame him or blame his car for breaking down
yeah.
this morning.
I drive a Jeep Wrangler. It's just part of the deal. Car's
Yeah.
gonna break down all the time.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
But we're in the third round of our draft, right? In our work league.
Yes, third round.
So you went back-to-back wide receivers, or you went James Cook, right?
Yes, I went James Cook. Yes, I went James Cook for round 2, and then I had Puka for round
Yep.
1.
So yeah, we're on round 3. Actually, I think I'm on deck, so I'm waiting for someone to go. Yeah, I'm still not on the clock. But Luke went 3 straight wide receivers.
Yes,
What is
he
he
did.
cooking up? We'll have to grill him when he
Yeah.
gets in later
He
this
went
afternoon.
Jamar Chase, Jackson Smith, I'm not gonna pronounce the last name because
Njigba.
that one, yeah. And then Garrett Wilson.
Yeah. So he went 3. We'll see how that plays out later this season. Everyone's like, oh, I hate my team right now. It's brutal. The run on wide receiver, no, the run on running backs early, and then the run on quarterbacks has just been
I was really back and forth with whether or not to take a quarterback. I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna do it.
No.
Following me, we had 3 quarterbacks in a row in the second round. So
Yeah.
that hurt a little
yeah,
bit.
it's been
but
brutal. But we have some weather to talk about today.
We do.
It's been pretty nice out there today, but there are some things across the country that we want to talk about. Even locally too. Our tornado count has been updated. We're going to talk about some more interesting things about meteorological fall. We'll do a regional weather update, another update on Aaron, and then you got some funky off the radar stuff for us today before we close out the show. So I think it was yesterday morning or a few days ago, National Weather Service confirmed another tornado from 723. It was in Clintonville, the county of Wapaka, and they rated it an EFU. So it's not, we're not saying that exactly, but that means EF unknown. They couldn't determine a wind speed or a rating based on the damage, but they had enough, damage to issue a report of a tornado. So that's just to the west of Clintonville. I think it was on the ground for a little while. Clintonville Fire saw it on the ground, so they finally confirmed that one from 723. So that does bring our statewide total. You see 37. The last time we gave you an update, I said it was 37. NWS Milwaukee said we were up to 36 as of the Northland tornado. So now we're up to 37 for the year. So it's tough, keeping track of everything. I tried my best. I was one off. I'll take it. But yeah, we're up to 37 now here in Wisconsin. So that puts us 14 above our average. I believe so, yeah.
Yep.
So there's 2 questions I'm going to start to answer. I'm going to do a little bit of research sometime soon. Is our average tornado count going up? That's number 1. But also 2, I want to see if we usually have the most tornadoes in the month of July. I want to see if it's spiking earlier. And are we seeing a resurgence later in the season? I want to see, is it, going up, hits the peak in July and then goes down. I want to see if we have a little, what we call bimodal distribution or 2 spikes in our severe weather season. So that's something I'll be doing a little bit of research on sometime soon. But the one thing for you is there's a pumpkin spice warning.
Pumpkin spice warning. And we have an advisory. We'll be more so in the advisory area, just outside of that for our area, but it's cooling down, and I've already seen that the pumpkin spice drinks are back. I think Dunkin' released theirs, so
Are you a pumpkin spice guy, or
I don't mind it. I'll have a few of them in the fall,
Yep.
but it's not my go-to.
Yeah.
I'm not like, oh, it's finally here, need to have it. But yeah, we'll be seeing some posts about it, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, it'll be referenced a lot, but yeah, you can see a pumpkin spice warning off to our south, and the dark blues, and their 6 to 10 day outlook from the Climate Prediction Center, and then vast majority of the country will be in the pumpkin spice advisory here in the short term, where it's going to get pretty chilly. And you'll see in our regional weather update, it's going to get a little change of pace from what we've been dealing with recently here in Northeast Wisconsin. Now, past 12 days, we've had highs mainly in the 70s and 80s. I was on vacation on Monday, and I did not experience that 67-degree high on Monday, but we're going to disregard that one for a second. It's pretty anomalous compared to all the rest, but we had a high of 67 on Monday, but I wanted to look at, our Monday's forecast high you'll see is 68. It's a bit early. Our average high hits 68 typically on September 25th, so about a month early, hitting those highs on Monday. Are you looking forward to it?
Without a doubt. I love fall. I'm very excited to see the temperatures cool off a bit. Gonna get into the swing of some horror movies and whatnot here, so
yeah, not joining him on that one. Yeah. I'm not a horror movie guy. Nope. You have to pay me a good amount of money to sit down and watch a horror movie. Nope.
Maybe we'll hold a contest or something on here one day. And if you lose, we have to take you to the new Conjuring movie. No.
I wouldn't even risk it. I would say
not
nope,
even risking it.
Nope. All right, let's talk about what's happening out there across the area. Live look into the Stadium District, where today was Packers and Seahawks joint practice. Looking pretty good out there. Yeah, we could do a little bit better on the sky conditions, but comfy temperatures, a little bit of humidity out there, but nothing too oppressive. A nice north wind at 8 miles per hour. I think overall the players and fans will like that compared to 86 over 70.
Right.
I think that's a little bit better. 71 for air temperature, 60 something for a dew point. We'll take that.
Yeah, any day. I will gladly have that.
But temperatures right now, most of us in the 70s, some upper 60s for Antigo and up there in Washington Island. Actually, we were at 74 at noon for Green Bay, so we're cooling down a little bit, which is interesting. Dew point temperatures, 50s to around the low 60s, so it's a touch humid out there, but nothing tropical and sweltering. I think we're not going to be getting to that tropical sweltering category anytime soon, which is good.
No, we have a long stretch and going to be enjoyable.
But yeah, temperature change, a little bit warmer compared to yesterday. If you recall, we were cloudy all day long except for the end of the day. So we started with sunshine. Now the clouds built in. So, that's kind of the reverse opposite of, we started warm, or we started sunny, ended cloudy, vice versa for today. Dew point temperatures are, down or up, pretty close to where they were yesterday. So that's the information there. Radar and satellite combination shows, more clouds than sunshine. A little bit sunnier for, right along the immediate lakeshore from, say, Sturgeon Bay all the way down to Manitowoc and Sheboygan. But, the clouds are certainly dominating once again. Essentially, the setup we have right now is we have high pressure right over the area. And usually that does promote some sunshine, right? Mm-hmm. But there's moisture trapped in the low level, so there's nothing that's moving it around and getting that moisture out of there. So it's a pretty easy mechanism to form some low-level clouds. These are not high-level clouds. These are lower and mid-level clouds. So when I was, like I said, I mentioned it on yesterday. I flew into Milwaukee. Mm-hmm. It was pretty nice cloud surfing for a little while as we descended.
Right.
You can always tell. You're seeing the plane go down, 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 and you can anticipate the cloud coverage coming in. It's pretty cool going through it. Gets a little choppy when you go through the clouds, but It's pretty cool. Hour by hour forecast for today. I think we'll see more clouds to start. As we lose that daytime heating, I think the clouds will start to erode a little bit. So we should see a little bit of sunshine as we head towards the end of our day. And skies should go mostly clear as we head into the overnight hours. Dew points will stay in that, touch humid category in the low 60s. So like I mentioned, we're not looking at anything too tropical. Highs today, lower to middle 70s, maybe closing in on the upper 70s for areas north and west of the Fox Valley. But we are dropping a few degrees below our average high of now 78. Tonight, or actually that's tomorrow. I changed the graphics, but tonight we're looking good for high school football. A lot of our games are tomorrow, though.
Right.
We just have a few that are starting a little early, but the next 2 days for high school football looking pretty good. Tomorrow, there's a chance for a thunder shower up north. Say anytime after a 7 p.m. kickoff. But most of us should stay dry. Did your high school do any good for high school football? Or
no, I went to a high school where honestly, we didn't really even fill bleachers for football. It was really a soccer school.
Yep.
We were really heavy on soccer, and I feel like a lot of schools in New York kind of fall that way, where soccer ends up being heavier than football. Yeah,
our big ones were baseball. We're one of the better high schools in the state for baseball, and basketball as well.
Right.
So, we weren't a big football. We're a very small town.
Right.
So we didn't really pump on a lot of lot of kids that could help us get better at football. So high school football wasn't as big as it is out here. So that's what when I moved out here, high school football was pretty awesome here. So you'll see there's a big emphasis on it, and it's going to take up a lot of our newscasts pretty soon. But that's awesome because I love football.
Right.
So any level of football is pretty awesome for sure. Futurecast shows. I don't think Futurecast is doing great with the cloud coverage today, but overall, I think we'll see a nice mix of sun and clouds as we head into the evening. Skies tonight should be mostly clear, and as we cool and condense the air once again, some patchy dense fog is possible early tomorrow morning, but otherwise we'll start with sunshine. Clouds will start to increase, and you can see those thunderstorms already up there in northern Wisconsin. I think if you reside north of Green Bay, anytime after 7 o'clock is your best chance to see some isolated coverage of the showers and storms. So most of the games tomorrow should go on without a hitch. If you're up, say, northern Marinette, northern Oconto, Langlade, Menominee County, you might deal with a little bit of rain at times, but nothing, that would completely say, yep, this game's going to be a washout. Now, tonight, you saw that the International Space Station is going to be visible?
Right, yeah. So we see that it's going to be a pretty clear night for the most part.
Yeah.
So it's not a big window when you can really see it. It's about 2 minutes, so hopefully we get out
cut
there,
off. It's
see
321 to 323, right?
Yeah, 321 to 323. Tight window there. I might wake up and try and see it. We'll see.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
It really does look like every other star. It's just a light up in the sky.
I've seen it once.
You'd be like, oh, I saw it,
Yeah, it looks like it's what? So it's 13 degrees above the horizon.
Right. Yep. 13 degrees above the horizon, rising, and we'll see that in the east-southeast as it comes down is saying 10 degrees above the horizon. This is all according to the International Space Station app they have called Spot the Station. So
yeah, I've actually seen it travel over my school once. It's pretty cool.
Oh, okay.
We're 500 feet above sea level.
Yep.
We saw it cruise right over our school, which once was pretty cool. Then we also we had a bunch of the planets line up around our school as well, which is pretty cool.
That is cool.
Now let's talk about our upper level pattern. Well, I think I forgot to do some pause points on this one, but we've been in a bit of a ridge pattern recently, to say the least. Then we'll have a cool rush of air move in for Sunday, Monday into Tuesday. That's going to drop our high temperatures down into the 60s and 70s. You see here on our 10-day temperature trend. 69 on Sunday, 68 on Monday, 70 on Tuesday. I mean, I think I know what our next graphic is.
Right.
It's the one you put together a few minutes ago.
I believe so.
It's pumpkin spice latte season.
We have our pumpkin spice meter.
Yeah.
This is for Monday. Or was it Monday?
I thought I put that in for Monday because it's going to be like 46 for the morning.
Right, yep.
Yeah, it's going to be like 40 something for the morning hours, and then, jumping up into the 50s and eventually the 60s. It's going to be breezy as well. That's another thing. So it's going to be a typical fall pattern early next week where, sunshine peeking through the clouds, breezy north wind. It's going to be typical fall weather for at least 48 to maybe 72 hours.
Yeah.
While that cool pocket of air is sitting right over Wisconsin and the western and central Great Lakes.
Yeah. Days like that where I get that itch to have some like apple cider and cider donuts.
Yeah.
Can't be saying this right before lunch.
Oh, I'm already hungry.
Right.
The orchard I like to go to, Misty Ridge Orchard, shout out to the owners, the family-run place in De Pere. I heard they're opening next weekend. So on next Sunday. So I think they'll have some apple cider donuts. And no, I do not share. I'm sorry.
No. Not when it comes to hot cider donuts.
No, I do not share. I'm not. That's not me. I like to share other things, but apple cider donuts. It's kind of my.
Yeah.
Kind of.
I don't blame you one bit there.
But hey, are you going to the game? Yeah, you're working on Saturday, right?
I'm working on Saturday.
Yeah, but it's only a preseason game.
Yeah.
Who cares? But players obviously care because you're trying to make the last bubble spot. But tailgate 71, comfy afternoon. It'll be a little muggy for the morning, but. Looks like the dew points slowly clear and the muggy dew points slowly clear, and we get pretty comfy for the afternoon. 71 at tailgate, 75 for a high on Saturday, 75, and then breezy I'm calling for, and then partly cloudy end of the game, about 70 degrees for that.
It's a lot nicer than a couple weekends ago, where it was heavy downpours right to the beginning of the game, and then it was pretty muggy and hot afterwards.
Yep.
So This is better.
You can see, yeah, Saturday's dew points. I mean, it'll be muggy for the morning, but then we slowly see those dew points clear. And then look at those dew points for Sunday all the way through Wednesday in the mid 40s. That is a taste of fall, folks.
It is.
That is typical fall weather. Dew points in the 40s. Going to be nice and comfy. However, it's just a taste.
Just a taste.
Because look
we
at
still
what
have
happened.
some summer left.
Yeah. You can see that. Dew points climb into the upper 50s to around 60 for Friday. Next Friday going into next Saturday. Rain chances look pretty meager. We're dry tomorrow, or dry today. Dry for much of the day tomorrow. It's overnight. We could see an isolated shower or storm up north. Should be dry on Saturday. Fast forwarding. Sunday, we could see some spotty showers, especially up to the northwoods. It's called instability showers. But Monday, we're dry. Tuesday, we're dry. It's really going to be a dry pattern straight through the end of the month. And looks like after Sunday, our next rain chance is next Friday.
Yeah.
So it's going to take us a little while to get some rain in here in the forecast. But 7-day planner, spotty showers on Sunday, 69, 68 on Monday. And then, we get out of the autumn pattern, but still looking really beautiful for Tuesday and Wednesday. And if I show Thursday on there, it looks like we'll get close to 80 then as well. So can't complain. We get some rain chances in there, but nothing too heavy. Can't complain about that forecast.
Not one bit. It is going to be, for the most part, pretty comfortable week. I'm going to enjoy it.
Yep. All right, we're going to take a quick break, and then we'll come back with a little update on Hurricane Aaron, and then we'll go off the radar as always.
Right.
Oh, hi, Nathan.
Hello, everyone. This is my show now. I am your host now.
No.
Yeah.
No. This
Iconic line.
Huh?
Iconic line.
Yes, great movie.
Yeah.
So we forgot a few graphics before we went to break. So we're gonna go do those right now. Why not? Right? Daytona 5. It's not Daytona 500.
Not the Daytona 500. No.
What's it called? Do you know?
This is the Cup Series race, I believe.
Okay.
So yeah, Daytona.
Now, I know NASCAR is pretty big around here. I know a lot of people here in the studio that like NASCAR. Yeah, we got race at Daytona. Looks like we'll have some Thunder Boomers.
Yeah,
they're typical Florida forecast.
Yeah, they're gonna have some thunderstorms throughout most of the day. Not the best day for it, but I have a love for Daytona. I was born during the Daytona 500.
Really?
And my mother's favorite driver won that day.
Who was it?
Waltrip.
Okay.
Yep. So I was born right during the race, and I've been down there a few times for the Daytona 500.
Have you watched the movie Cars?
Oh yeah,
Daryl Car Trip.
Yeah. Yep.
That's
Daryl Car Trip.
I love that.
Yep, that is a great
Kachiga. Greatest movie, my favorite movie of all time, Cars, or one of them. And then we have the PGA Tour. This is your PGA Tour cast.
We did. I have found myself watching golf from time to time on TV because it's so relaxing.
Yeah.
And yeah, we're in Atlanta, Georgia. They're looking to see some afternoon thunderstorms that hold throughout most of the day. Just some spotty showers early in the morning, so not the best day for that either.
Nope. There's not a good sports weekend.
We keep talking about this, how I do all the bad news, and then you're like the good guy, I'm the bad guy.
Yeah,
I just
good cop,
gave
bad cop.
2 more slides of bad news again.
Yeah, good cop, bad cop kind of deal. Okay, national weather update. Big story once again is Hurricane Aaron. Looks like that is not supposed to be like that, but it's right here. This is where it's at, right here. This is not it.
Yeah,
Nathan forgot to clear it this morning.
Yep.
This is where it's at, right here. It's category 2, but notice it has really lost its tropical characteristics. No longer has an eye. It's starting to show signs of weakening, but when it shows signs of weakening, that means the wind field expands, and you can see some of those tropical storm force to borderline hurricane force winds try to get close to the coastline in those cases. But you can see it's a pretty massive looking storm, and you tracked it out. It's almost 1,000 miles in diameter.
Yeah, that arrow might be a bit generous, but I mean, 1,000 miles is pretty close to what we're seeing.
That's what happens when it starts out to be a very compact storm, but then as it weakens, it grows in size, grows in coverage, and that's when the wind field expands as well. So you can see it's a pretty massive looking storm, but no longer has an eye. So it's, like I said, it's starting to do what's called extratropical transition, where it's transitioning from a extratropical cyclone to a what's the word? Mid latitude cyclone.
Right.
So it's transitioning, but you can still see it's impacting areas along the northeastern shore, from Maine all the way down to my home in Rhode Island. They did extend that high surf advisory until Saturday at 8 o'clock. I think that's pretty accurate because we'll likely continue to see some high surf continue throughout the weekend. Same thing down to the mid-Atlantic, then all the way down the Florida coast as well. You can see right now, this is current observations, a 27-foot wave just to the southwestern portion of the center of low pressure. And then you can see buoys up and down the East Coast are reporting 12 to 15, 18-foot waves just a few miles offshore. So, yeah, dangerous surf, dangerous rip currents all across the eastern seaboard this afternoon. That will likely continue based on the forecast tomorrow, likely into Saturday before. I think late Saturday going into Sunday, we should see that head back to more, good levels for surfing, stuff like that. But some of the surf, I'm seeing some people surfing right now, that very experienced people.
You always get those people. I know when we had that tsunami watch and stuff down in Hawaii, people were out there surfing it. I mean, the diehard surfers, you don't stop them.
Yeah, you can't stop. So right now, Category 2 storm, 100-mile-an-hour winds, 285 miles east of Cape Hatteras, North Carolina, northeasterly wind at 18. It'll likely pick up its speed as it interacts with the jet stream. So it's likely to start weakening even more throughout the day today and continue to weaken a little bit more as it heads off to some of those cooler waters in the northern Atlantic, and really will start to lose its tropical characteristics if it hasn't already as we head into the upcoming weekend. All right, let's take a quick break, and then we'll go off the radar for a little while. We'll take that to the end of the show, and then we have a meeting to go to, so we're gonna try to wrap this up pretty quickly.
Right.
So we'll be right back with a short break. All right, welcome back. So Nathan had cooked up something interesting. Cooked up literally.
We have our sound effect.
We do.
I don't remember which one it is.
Oh, that's rim shot. Let me do it again. There we go. Yeah, you cooked up something pretty interesting for us today on our Off the Radar segment. So I'm going to let you talk about it.
Yeah, so we'll do our forecast on the fringe again. We've done this once already. Some of you may have seen it, but basically make up a scenario, run with it, and you have 30 seconds to alert the public of this bizarre scenario. Where today we have two different scenarios. They're both pretty fun ones. Our first one here, the Packers are playing their first home game, and suddenly a flash flood of brats begin making its way towards Lambeau. Things get worse though. Steven Seagal, Ryan's best friend, and his family are attacking everyone who tries to eat the brats. So
I'm not very creative. Like, this is all his work, so I'm gonna let him take the reins and do this forecast on the fringe because I don't. This is not my specialty. Is making this up on the fly.
All right.
So go for it. Go nuts.
Roughly, if I were to say this, we'd go. Hope you guys are enjoying the game so far, but unfortunately, we do have a flash flood of brats making their way through. It's going to be absolutely crazy out there, but you can't eat them. We do have the worst seagull himself.
No.
Yeah, the worst seagull himself attacking everybody who tries to enjoy it because he's just that selfish. We're really attacking Steven here. Make sure that you're trying to get to some higher ground, but don't go up on your roof because if you do, you're going to get a seagull attack. It's just something random. Yeah.
I don't appreciate the Steven Seagal demise. Like, no.
I was fine with him at first. What really turned it over for me was I was looking at him on a Skycam one day. I'm like, oh, he's so cute. He stretched out, and we do have Aaliyah. She can confirm this because she saw it as well. He stretched out, moved his leg, and pooped right in front of me while I was trying to watch him. Yeah, and he did that on purpose. Yeah, so
I think he knew
we have
that
a
you were
little bit of
watching.
beef. Exactly.
So, like, what can he do to, make amends? What can he do to, soften the burden that he put on you by doing that? In what's the word that we would say? Insane gesture.
Maybe the thing that will turn stuff around is if, you know how they collect fries all the time outside fast food? He needs to bring me his collection of fries.
You would eat that?
No, but it's still just
It's
the
just a
gesture.
gesture.
That
It's a nice
counts, yeah.
gesture.
It's like, when people send food to your house, like after someone dies, and then, you end up throwing most of it away, but you're like, oh, it was so great, thank you. You didn't eat like 80% of the food that
But
got
the
sent to
gesture
the
that
house.
counts. Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But thanks for sending me all this chicken parm, because I definitely needed it.
Oh, no. You got to say it correctly. Chicken palm.
The seagull palm.
Oh, no. Chicken
palm.
Chicken palm. Yeah. All right. The next one, I thought this one was interesting because we apparently love Swifty around here.
We keep bringing this up, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Take it away.
So, another one. Suddenly in Fort Myers, Florida. Don't know why I picked Fort Myers. Just came to the top of my head.
All right.
But suddenly in Fort Myers, Florida, a hurricane is headed towards the coastline. The worst part is that Taylor Swift is supposed to fly into Southwest Florida International Airport, which is right in Fort Myers.
Mm-hmm.
You have 30 seconds to alert the public, especially the Swifties, because that's going to be most of the population.
Yeah.
Right around
They're
the
going.
area
They're going
at that
to
time.
swarm that airport
For sure.
They're gonna swarm like Steven Seagal and his families with the brats.
Right. So we got to let them know.
Yeah.
Make sure the Swifties are safe.
Yeah. You got to make sure the Swifties are safe, of course. But how would you tell the public about this event?
So-
And I want you to try
Okay.
your hardest to use as many Taylor Swift song references as
Right.
possible.
Because if you really want to get through to them, you have to use the Taylor Swift script.
and you got about a
so-
minute and 15 seconds to do
Okay,
it. But you obviously
so-
have 30, so.
Say, all right, we got a hurricane and we're going to talk about it. And yes, you could say that we knew it was trouble. And right when we walked in, right now it's out over the ocean, but it's ready for it, gaining strength as it heads towards the coast. We'll say winds are shaking it off for sure. And not quite, more like coming back stronger than a 90s trend, right? I think that, yeah, coming back like winds are coming back like a 90s trend. I'm pretty sure that's a lyric out there. So if you're in low-lying areas, have your plan and don't wait until you're out of the woods. I believe that's another lyric there. And
You are stretching right now.
I am really trying to remember as many as I can. And stay safe and remember, you belong with me indoors.
I'll give you that. That was good. That was pretty good. Reading class there.
See, I think I listen to more Taylor Swift than I'm actually aware of.
Yeah, you should be disappointed. All right. Well, thank you, folks, for joining us once again. I think we're not going to be on next week due to scheduling changes, so we should be back pretty soon. We'll talk about some more football. So thank you for joining us. See you back here in a few weeks.